put the F back in wrestling.
Elbow drops and lariats from the top rope. You can't cope. The Effin' Wrestling Podcast in the house. Now that's dope. Starcade and SummerSlam all rolled into one. Drop kick, sleeper holes, 1, 2, 3, done. Whole mics like Mean Gene or Gordon Soley. I'm Ricky the Dragon Steamboat with that Crockett trophy. So listen closely as we approach the final hour in an instant. Hands raised, crowds phase without the time limit. Effin' Wrestling Podcast with that ultimate finish. Suplex, now you end it. Yes, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the show. Let's go.
How about that? You know what I mean? I'm recording right now. You can get your shit in.
Good.
Get your shit in. Let's get this shit going. Just go.
You know what?
I'm JR. That's Chase.
I'm Chase. That's PR. This is Effin' Wrestling. Let's start some Effin' Wrestling. All right? Get the F in my wrestling. And you know what?
Man.
Hey, man. Right. Hey. Good to see you again.
Yeah,
been
man.
A bit.
Hey, it's good to
been
be
a
back.
bit.
It's good to be back. It's been a while, man.
Yeah, man. We've been busy, been traveling around doing some things, but you know what? We always got some time for Effin' Wrestling.
Why not?
Man, it's been a busy week. It's been a busy 2 weeks in wrestling because last night was Survivor Series.
It was a good show.
Dude, I didn't see the whole thing. I know you said you had. I watched highlights. I liked it a lot, man. It really made me happy for the state of WWE, which is something I'm usually shaky with.
Yeah, it sucks. Like the worst parts about it were the Survivor Series matches. Like the men's 5-on-5 and the women's 5-on-5, those were the worst two matches of the show, in my opinion, of course.
Dude, I agree with that because all the singles matches, all the title matches were what really
they were great.
They really lost. I used to love Survivor Series.
Yeah,
like Survivor Series 1990. Funny enough, 30 years ago, the premiere of The Undertaker, where you actually had teams and the teams had names,
right?
And they were like themed. Yeah. I really wish we would go back to that. I mean, no one really had fixed a lot of the issue I had with Survivor Series. If it was just like the phenomenal ones versus like the King's Court with Baron Court. Like honestly, they gave them gimmick names.
Yeah,
I mean, I know because what was it? Going back to 1990s, I rewatched that pay-per-view event on the network because it's one of my old dumb favorite Survivor Series. You have Ultimate Warrior, the Texas Tornado, and the Legion of Doom as the Warriors.
That's awesome. And they all had their faces painted and shit.
They don't. Just Texas Tornado does not have his face painted.
He didn't. Oh, okay.
He should have.
Definitely should have.
I mean, that would have just made it, but
would have took it over the edge.
I don't know why they did the full shutdown where the only match SmackDown won was the world title, and we'll get to that one because. Oh, man, I had some issues with it. They should have just kept the belt on Randy through this and had Drew win it tonight on Raw.
Yeah.
But
I guess they had to do it that way because at some point we're gonna get Roman and Drew.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? That would have been the only way they crossed paths, really, I guess.
I see that. I didn't like the fact that Jey Uso was the only surviving member of his team. And then he gets eliminated, and then there's that bit with Roman going, "You're out of the family, man. You can't. You're not representing. They don't fear us. And if they don't fear us, they don't fear me as the tribal chief."
Yeah,
exactly. Only for him to come back at the end. It's just
and totally redeem himself.
It was just a little too desperate for me.
The safe way they had to keep Drew strong. Neither one of them did a clean pin. That would have did damage to either one of them.
You're right. I think that's like the problem I had with in my head of just going, it almost just felt like painting themselves into a corner of going, neither one of these guys needs a loss right now. And that was the weird place of just going, you're right. They are the two guys who need to face one another. They're the faces of the brand.
Like this way, this could carry on possibly to maybe a WrestleMania match.
Dude, I see it. I mean, I see this as a WrestleMania match.
It was a good thick, like just hard hitting shit.
Yeah, dude. They reversed everything, man.
Shit.
Claymore kicks turned into spears and spears into Claymore kicks.
Yeah.
But everything Roman Reigns has been doing since he's come back has been spot on perfect. And then you have Drew McIntyre doing the exact same thing. It took him a little bit longer.
Mhm.
to really find, because they wasted a lot of time with him
With him being a heel,
with him being
you
a
know?
heel, and then him just teaming up with like Dolph.
Right.
Like, ugh.
I don't know why, but I guess they felt like Dolph could help get him over, get
That's
some eyes
that's the
on him. You
problem
know
with
what I
Dolph,
mean?
man.
But
They think he can, even in like teaming up with him, you can get him
mm,
over, beat Dolph. That's getting you over. It's like Dolph is the whipping boy of
but
that
Dolph is
company.
the shit though.
Uh,
He's so good in the ring.
dude, smooth,
So fucking good.
ugly ass super kick though.
Oh Lord,
Ugly,
here we
ugly
go.
super kick. But then no one has a
For
good.
you, nobody has a good one. Do you accept Shawn Michaels?
Yeah, because that man perfected it.
Well, Nikita. So in that case, nobody has a good clothesline except Nikita Koloff, or a good belly to belly except Magnum TA, or a good break.
No,
You know what I
no,
mean? Like
no,
so,
no, no,
they
no,
have
no,
a
no, no.
category.
That's entirely different. That's entirely different. Because the Bailey to Bailey is really great,
But
and then,
yeah,
but no, Sean's super kid, like, dude, that's a whole other conversation. We're getting off subjects here.
no, I'm just picking your. I'm just
The
picking your good part.
elevation that Sean could get, he straightened that leg out.
That's
Like,
fine.
that was
That's
like a
beautiful. It's
full.
great. But there's some good ones nowadays too.
No one is good. Sean is
And I'll
pinnacle.
give you a good one that you wouldn't even expect, but it's a good one
Hit me with it.
from a fucking big dude. Kevin M.F. and Owens has a really good.
Okay, Kevin Owens does. You know, has a pretty super kick. And you know what? We'll go back to Survivor Series, because this kind of like segues to something else we wanted to talk about. Jacob Fatu
Big
has a
oh,
great
yes,
super kick, man.
yes, he
Talking
does.
about a big guy. That's what I thought you were going to mention when you said big guy who can nail a
No,
super
but that, I
kick.
mean, you know, but he can be there also. We can go Jacob Fatu.
Yeah,
Either
because I
way.
know what last week MLW did the restart, and I know you watched it. I watched it.
Yeah, yeah.
JR, that Davey Boy Smith Jr. Jacob Fatu match was one of the
Tough.
greatest Battle of the Big
Good
Man
stuff.
matches I have ever seen in all of
Good
wrestling.
match, man.
I mean, it might have been one of those things where I wanted it to be good, because I haven't really watched a lot of Jacob Fatu stuff since the shutdown has been been going on since you get finding out a lot about MLW.
Yeah.
But his match, that match did not disappoint on any regard. If I was getting someone into wrestling, I would tell them, go to YouTube, watch episode 110 of MLW, and by
the
the
whole
end
episode,
of it,
even
whole
the Brian
episode,
Pillman Jr. and I can't think. I'm drawing a blank. What was his name?
Myron Reed.
Yes, thank you.
He is the
that match was good. It's like the
he's like
junior
light
heavyweight
champion or middleweight
junior
heavyweight
heavyweight or something like that. Yeah,
that was a great flying match with good ring psychology, man.
Yeah,
they really played this idea of like Brian Pillman Jr. being a vet versus this kind of not unexperienced, but kind of like, and he's not even a rookie, he's a champion, but he's like the younger, more unexperienced wrestler in Myron Reed, dude, and he's rocking a D'Lo Brown weighted vest. I mean, that gimmick will never get old.
But it's so shitty.
It's like, no, I'm injured. I have to wear this weighted vest.
I love it.
I mean, it's great. No, there's no better heel work. And dude, and it's funny, we're working backwards on this because we talked about the main event. Now we're in the middle match. Alex Hammerstone. Yeah, I know he just did a smash match, like a quick little squash match against someone. I'm not even remembering who his opponent was.
I don't either. I don't remember the name either.
Kind of sold me on him as a character.
Yeah.
For the first time tuning in, it's almost like if you took Dolph Ziggler, as you just said, and then just had him run into Hulk Hogan as fast as he could. And do you remember? All right, I'm the 180 here. Remember Bill and Ted's Boda's Journey?
I do remember seeing. I know I've seen it. I don't remember much about it. But yeah.
Do you remember the Station character, the little meatball weird guys who made the robots? I'm getting really vague here. There's these two characters named Station who are like alien weirdos who run into one another and they form a giant version of themselves called Station.
Shit, no, I don't remember.
You need to watch. Everyone watching, watch Bill and do yourself the favor. Watch Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. It's great. But it's like Alex Hammerstone is if you took Dolph Ziggler and Hulk Hogan and made one person out of them.
Okay.
And that's just what he looks like and sounds like to me when I was catching him cut promos.
Yeah.
But I'm here for it, man. It's funny, man. We started this little thing, this little podcast of ours, and we only really watched a lot of WWE. And it was like right when AEW was getting started. So that's where we really were getting into like, hey, there's finally some options. There's some
other shit out
here.
there. You know what I mean? There's other
and then, hopping into New Japan, hopping into Impact. And then we found MLW. And then, There's the UPWA, finding the independence circle. There's
Yeah,
so much cool stuff wrestling wise out there that
we're so
we
blessed and lucky as fans, man.
yeah, dude, that we've exposed ourselves to it in delving into this wrestling world, and it's been really such a fun journey. And I'm happy to bring it to the listening people, to whoever
Definitely,
tunes in.
definitely.
But yeah, man, that was one of my favorite things. With just MLW was a highlight of my my wrestling week, even with
Yeah, man. I
The
can't wait to
Undertaker.
see. Can't wait to see the show this week.
Dude, I'm so
Love
excited because they
the whole Contra, the dark. I love it, man. Love it.
dude, an evil faction with Simon. They made Simon Gotch cool.
Yeah.
Good for them.
And
And what is it?
the
Joseph
manager kind of
Samuel.
reminds me of like a Gary Hart kind of ish.
Gary Hart has like a non-demonic. Oh, I'm blanking. Oh, the evil. The Father James Mitchell.
Father James.
As like kind of has like a non-demonic Father James Mitchell, almost a Kevin Sullivan-esque vibe. What's his name? It's Joseph Samuel, the leader of Contra. And his move is the fireball. He burns people. He throws a fireball in their face. Come on. That's just cool.
Yeah, so,
And also,
from
man,
MLW. So where? So we did we talk about? No. We just talked.
no. I was about to bring it up.
talk-
They're kicking off the Opera Cup, which is a neat tournament that apparently started at the turn of the century for wrestling. Like this is something like the first tournament where wrestling was still a almost fisticuff circus sideshow.
That's great.
People would come and compete. I can't even imagine what it was like wondering what wrestling looked like back then. Like, was it a tough man sport? Was it
very
I want to do more research into this and go, was this a real thing, or is this something they're gimmicking, or what is
probably very like vaudevillainous, you know what I mean? Just
yeah, there was
you know what I mean, fisticuffs and
yes. I'm gonna wrestle a bear, and that's what like. Come see this weird spot.
Or I'm a wrestle a broom.
You know what? Gene Kelly said he was so talented at dancing that he didn't need a dance partner. He could just dance with a broom, and he did. He made the broom look good. Because when you're so good at something, you don't need a dance partner. And when Kenny Omega, the greatest wrestler there is right now, he's not even my favorite, JR. He's not even my favorite. I only pseudo like Kenny Omega. He won't even make it in my top 10, but I just recognize his skill. I recognize the skill of Kenny Omega, the cleaner. And when you see the cleaner, when you get to witness the cleaner at work, JR,
yeah,
you're gonna shut up about a lot of stuff that you've given me crap about.
Well, see, that's the thing. Like, I don't want to. See, that's the thing. I don't give you crap like he's the worst wrestler ever. I never said anything like that. I never said that he's not the top 5. I don't even know if I've ever even said he's not the best, because I can't really think of anybody that I would put up there. Definitely not fucking John Moxley. He ain't nowhere close to him.
Nah. I mean, and that's,
I couldn't put AJ Styles there right now.
Yeah.
I mean, like there's nobody that I could even probably put close to him. So yeah, no, I'm not stupid, but
never.
I will never watch that. I will never watch him wrestle a broom or the little 9-year-old girl or whatever he did. I will never watch those matches because I don't give a damn. You know,
I respect that. I will.
Yeah,
I'll laugh at
there's nobody that I could say I think is better except for maybe Naito. And that's just,
well, that's,
and I don't even watch I'm not even seeing a lot of Naito, but that's just because
that man is just
the best.
He's the best.
Shit.
Like Naito is like personality. The Destino's the ultimate move.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I mean, we got Wrestle Kingdom coming up, and we got a hell of a main. We got 2-night hell of a main events with our boy Naito. Hopefully, walking out as still dual champion.
Man, wrestling is in such a good place right now. It's so much fun. But what's up? What were we about to say?
I wanted to get back. I just wanted to list what the bracket for because the Opera Cup's going on.
I'm looking at
it.
So
MLW last year was the first year they did it, and Davey Boy Smith Jr., who I believe is under contract with them, is the one who won it. So he's back again this time. So they're doing 4 matches to decide who's going to move on to the semifinals for the winner, and those are between Filthy Tom Lawler, who I know is a world champion, a former world champion of MLW. I think that's who Jacob Fatu won the title off of.
Okay.
I believe that's what I read. And he's fighting Rocky Romero, who I know you know. Did you listen to
Talking Shop? Yeah, Talking Shop. He's one of the boys. He's one of the good brothers of the Talking Shop family, man. Shout out to Rocky Romero. That's awesome.
That's right, man. I'm looking forward to that just to see Tom Lawler, Tom getting a little bit more of him. I know he's been a mainstay for MLW for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Another one is the
Laredo Kid.
Laredo Kid versus ACH. Which
Yeah,
I'm
which
very
should be
excited.
it should be a very fast paced match right there.
Dude, every time
It's
I've
gonna be
watched
all over the
ACH,
place. He's great. ACH has been killing it since he's been back.
dude, I watched his first. He was featured versus Austin Aries on the first episode of MLW Fusion. That match was insane.
Yeah.
And I had only seen him work as Jordan Miles just like a little bit at NXT, and before he left. And now I'm excited. I really think he could go the distance on
Which
this.
is good for him. I'm glad he got out of the WWE umbrella.
Yeah.
He
I
wouldn't
mean,
be able to
honestly,
shine.
man,
He wouldn't be
it's a
able to
whole other-
shine, you know.
it's a whole other episode that we could get into right now with just how they're handling their talent. And I'm not someone who games on there, but I know just trying to think of just the whole thing with Selena Vega right now left a bad feel with me, and just how they handle talent. But I want to stay with this real quick. They have Low Key versus Davey Boy Smith Jr., so he's coming back to try to compete for it. And then there's Richard Holiday versus TJP, and TJP is another cruiserweight who got up from under the umbrella of WWE, and is
Have
off
you seen
doing
some of his work? Like the way his matches are and stuff. He's very very submission. You know what I mean? Very
Oh,
Zack
look.
Sabre Jr. ish.
Oh, that's
But
cool.
could still high fly a little bit, but a lot of submission maneuvers and shit like that.
I didn't know that.
I'm
I
loving
thought it was more of like a high flyer than a submission guy. So that's cool.
Yeah. And the thing about this, because I know we have a lot of fans that are old school, like me, like myself, don't like a lot of the high flying and I'm not gonna say not like it, but that's just not what I watch wrestling for.
Let's just say you're there for all fists, no flips.
There you go. I'll say some flips.
Some
done
flips.
right. And done in the right way. I'm cool with
A
it
few
for
flips
sure.
every once in a while done by the right people.
Yeah. Okay, I'm good with that.
If that's your style.
So so that MLW is another outlet to go to if you don't like the WWE product, or
Absolutely.
if the AEW product is not your cup of tea, or NXT. Check out MLW, man. They have the talent that's going to be the superstars in the next year or two.
And or even then, man, the talent they do have is like world renowned.
Hell yeah, fuck it. Like you said earlier, Jacob Fatu is a superstar.
He's the star, dude.
He is a superstar, and he's going to be there. I think he's under contract for at least the next 2 years.
Yeah, and I looking over their roster, I don't see anyone who can take that belt off of him.
No,
His moonsault.
That's
a pretty moonsault from a
he's
big guy, dude. He's again, man, for anyone who likes big beefy bouts between guys who are just throwing each other's weight around.
Yeah.
Davey Boy Smith Jr. and Jacob Fatu. It's like 17 minutes of pure wrestling storytelling.
This is good shit.
And just the amount of strength they get into. So in wrestling, to anyone who's not a fan, to get into a headbutt match with a Samoan is just unwise. Samoans have the hardest heads in wrestling. And
everyone knows.
Gets into one and wins.
Yeah.
It was one of those moments where even I was going, "Oh, you're doing this with a Samoan? That's bad."
Right.
And it just plays out.
But it plays out. Yeah, it's great.
It's such a well thought out, well paced, crafted match, man. Between two guys that know what they're doing. It's great.
Right.
I would highly recommend anyone tune into MLW.
Yeah, for sure.
I was excited about the product, but it easily exceeded my expectations.
It over-delivered for sure.
It over-delivered, absolutely.
And I reckon Jacob Fatu is an athletic Rikishi.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's a little bit smaller than Rikishi, but way more athletic. Because Rikishi was very athletic himself.
He was, man. You know what? I'm gonna go back on an old statement. I just thought about something. Rikishi had a really good super kick.
I want him over. He
had a really good super kick.
There you go, Chase. I'm proud of you, man. I'm proud of you.
Not as good as Shawn Michaels. Yeah, no one has a good super kick as Shawn Michaels. But Rikishi had a good super kick. He was on Survivor Series. He showed up talking to his sons.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool to see.
See, that's one of those weird things, man, as you talked about it to me on last week at the station. Because we want everyone to come to the table. We want all the Samoans at this table.
Yeah, the bloodline.
But let's be upfront, man. if Jacob Fatu walks into that room, he's not sitting at the side of that table.
He's
You know what I
gonna
mean?
take it. He's gonna take it from Roman.
Like that's the problem I have of going.
Ugh.
Hey, Jacob Fatu is not going to come in there and be a soldier. He's going to come in there and take Roman
He's
Reigns'
gonna
spot.
take it.
And he can. That promo he cut at the end on
good.
Davey Boy Smith Jr. on
good,
All MLW and how he just said Contra is here.
Yeah, man.
I bought it, man. I was hook, line, sinker. Went, you're one of my favorites from here on out.
It's great. But yeah, so yeah, check out MLW if y'all if you want to, check out something else.
You want to get into something
old
new?
school, especially my old school folks, like Tommy, you know what I mean? Who Fuzz, us old school folks.
And it's on you can find it on YouTube. At 7.
YouTube. Yep.
It's free. It's 1 hour of really awesome wrestling.
Tuesday nights?
Wednesdays.
Wednesday.
Yeah. Just what is it? AEW Dark is Tuesday night. Because there's not enough wrestling to watch.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not like you can take up a full week.
Yeah. So what else did we talk? Did we talk about Survivor Series matches?
We kind of went into a little bit.
Kind of glanced over them a little bit.
Yeah, I really like that Bobby Lashley beat Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
That was the right. I thought that was a good match.
But it was a good way. It was a good way.
Yeah, your girl Sasha.
That was beautiful. That was just a smooth match. It was just beautiful.
That was
Sasha, man. I'm telling you, man, Sasha Banks is the best women's wrestler in the world.
Dude, she is one of like the 5 best on the roster. You could do anything with Sasha and always tell a good story.
Yeah,
she's amazing.
And I think right now the story for her for the next year or two is going to be her not losing.
I hope
it's her defending the title because she haven't been able to defend it for the times that she's had
the title.
The last time was her first. The time against Bayley was the first. Last week against Bayley was the first time she's ever defended it.
Oh, really?
Yes. So last night was the second time she's ever.
Golf clap. Golf clap.
I mean, yeah. Which deservingly, man. So I think now the story is going to be her keeping the belt and defending it for a long until.
Be cute when my woman Rhea comes on up to the main roster and kicks yours ass.
I'm gonna go to Raw though. She'll go to Raw.
She will.
I don't think she'll go to SmackDown. She might be too heavy metal for SmackDown. You know what I mean? I don't know. You know what I mean? Which she would be great on SmackDown.
She'd be great anywhere they send her, man. Rhea Ripley's great.
Yeah.
But so also the Undertaker send off.
Yeah.
Which
was done right. It was good. I'm glad it wasn't a match.
I'm glad it wasn't a match. I'm glad they didn't send out like Elias or Jinder Mahal or Chad Gable to go, you think you're so great, and just do a squash match where it's like a choke slam and a tombstone and 1, 2, 3 and we're done.
Yeah.
I thought it was very respectful to bring the Bone Street crew all out there.
Right.
To pay their respects. I thought it was weird that Kane was the only one in like costume.
Kane gets it. Yo, he gets it.
But it was weird though, because for the last few years of his career, he was showing up in a suit.
He's always been Glenn. He's been Glenn for the past little while. Mr. Mayor and shit,
I think it's hilarious that man is a mayor of Knoxville, Tennessee. Like that guy's a mayor. Your mayor just showed up.
I love it.
Put his suit and wig back.
Hell yeah. He said it's still real to me, damn it.
He did. He did. But no, dude, I thought it was very sincere. I like that Vince cut an honest promo. You know what I mean? I thought he was very honest, spoke from the heart from a man who kind of can be debaucherous.
Yeah.
Kind of gave an honest speech about an employee who'd been loyal to him, especially in an unloyal business such as wrestling. What do you think of that hologram of Paul Bear? It's weird.
It's weird, man, because it's weird because you know what I mean. I've seen them popping up, concerts over the past few years and shit.
Yeah, they had Tupac a couple years ago.
Michael Jackson, you know what I mean. It's been kind of weird. Like
I don't like it,
but it kind of fits because of the dead man theme and the Undertaker. And the soul of Paul Bear, and
I like.
So I mean, for that moment, for that instance,
it worked. You're right.
And it wasn't like a drawn out thing. It was just kind of his presence, his last image is with him and reaching up to the urn that Paul Bear. And I kind of dug it, man. I'm all right with it.
You're right. You know what? It was magical. You won me over.
Yeah,
I was being a harsh fanny right there.
yeah.
Uh,
You just want to beat up on WWE, man. I gotta keep you straight. You know what I mean? Because yeah, they do
really,
some
really.
crazy shit a lot of time. But
That's
yeah,
up on it.
I'll keep you straight, man.
You
I'll keep you open minded instead of your
you lie.
AEW closed mindedness.
Give me this straight. You don't talk to me about being open minded, and you won't watch a match where a guy fights a broom. But I'm not open minded when I call some shit out. I see how we're going here. You know what? But
Just
just go.
listen to what you just
I know what I just said. I know what I just said.
you said. I'm not open minded because I won't watch a fucking dude wrestle a broom. Who the hell would? Who wants to see
Entire
that?
arena of people. You know
All
what?
right,
You know
moving
what?
on. Moving
Moving
on.
on.
So
I do wish this though. This is one thing, and I see why they didn't do it. I would have liked a cinematic match between Undertaker and the Fiend. I think that'd have been neat. I see why you don't send him out that way. If anyone's had, because it's that old mantra of like you always go out on a loss, you go out, on your back, the 1, 2,
yeah,
3, you do the
putting
job for
somebody else
somebody.
over,
But if anyone doesn't have to do that, it's the Undertaker.
no, but see, so I think that's why the AJ Styles match is going to be
Yeah,
the last one. Like I don't think what him losing to the Fiend. I
it
don't know
wouldn't
if
do.
that's a good look.
It's not. It's a double edged sword for me because you know me. I like theatrics.
Yeah,
I like the storylines, Saturday morning cartooniness of it all.
right,
So the Dead Man versus the Fiend is a cool idea to me.
for sure.
It's something I wouldn't want to see because I don't want the Undertaker to die in the middle of a match because he's so old or get injured in the middle of a
Yeah,
match because he's so old.
yeah,
I kind of would have just liked it for the idea of like, hey, here's the old guard mystical creature fighting the new dark mystical creature, but I wanted that with Bray Wyatt the whole time. So
gotcha.
now that I had so now it's just that one extra storyline I would have liked to have gotten.
Yeah.
We'll see. Because let me
I
ask you
agree,
this:
man.
do you think this is the end of the Undertaker, or not a
Ah,
match, not an
I hope so.
angle, but when fans are back in arenas, just to get that thank you
They'll
tip?
probably get him in there one more time to get the fans cheering for him.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
No, but for
Give me
right now, just leave it be. Yeah, just leave
yeah,
it be. For
don't
right now.
don't don't have anyone reference his name. Don't have him show up. Don't have a gong go off. Just
No,
let him. He rode off into the sunset.
right.
Let him do his thing.
Yeah, definitely. Um. So yeah. So I guess we're caught up. Everything else. Let's get. You want to get to what we're talking about?
Get to the old subject of
Well,
this week's
subject of the week.
episode.
So
I'll be
this
down.
week, we want to get back to the fantasy booking, the fun side of it. We haven't. We got to get back to another fantasy booking. Factions. That shit was so
That
much
was a good
fun.
one, man. That was so much
That show
fun.
was so much fun. So
So
this,
yeah. So what we want to fantasy book this time is we're gonna take all the belts from AEW and WWE. That's Raw, SmackDown, and NXT, and we're gonna pick who we would like to see hold them next.
yeah,
Where we would like to see these belts fall with the competitors. And we're not saying like win. So we don't know if like this would be a long reigns or short reigns or what, but
right,
these are just the names we would like to see hold belts soon.
yeah, exactly.
Jared, would you
What
like
do
to
you?
start with AEW or WWE?
Let's start with WWE. So then we'll start with Raw, SmackDown, NXT, AEW,
You know what? Go out on a high note.
whatever,
AEW.
whatever.
I
All right,
like
so
thinking. I like we're saving the best for a lot. I love how your brain's working tonight.
I'll give it to you. You can have it. So we'll go with Raw first.
Please.
You want to start? You want me to start?
Dude, you
So I'll
already
just list. I'll just list mine that I wrote down, and in a couple of them, I added a belt here or there, created a team here or there. So I might have a surprise or two for you.
all right, you just want to do the whole list, or you just want to do it where we talk about who we have for what? As I said, I got mine.
Okay, so all right. So right now we'll go with Raw. My first is the women's champion.
Cool.
All right, I got Shayna Baszler. This is my women's champion.
I got Shayna Baszler.
Enough said.
Doesn't she just work so well as the champion?
Enough said. She'd just be perfect.
She's fierce. She's scary. Her run with the NXT Women's title was
Mhm.
ferocious.
Yeah.
When she would walk into the locker room with the belt on her shoulder and just look at everyone going, I want you to know none of you are as good as me.
Right.
Get
I'll
it
beat
out of
the
your
shit
head
out of
that
all y'all. Like
yeah,
I'll beat the shit out of all y'all. Like
yeah.
you're
Get it out
nothing.
of your head that you're going to be champion. Go pick a
Yeah.
fight with someone else. Now just imagine her having that type of run on the main roster with the WWE Raw Women's title.
I would love
Yeah,
it.
dude. Shayna Baszler is a beast. She's one of my all-time favorites.
Definitely.
Cannot agree more.
All right. The men's the champion
Oh, for world,
world.
I got Keith Lee.
Oh,
I
okay.
want to see Keith. Well, dude, I think Keith is.
Okay.
I think he's a great face right now. I think he's prone to be a great top face for Raw. Even
Yeah.
WWE, if they would lose the brand, the branding between Raw and SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
But like that, when Keith grabbed Jey Uso out of the air and
That was
turned
impressive.
like a sit down power bomb, I went, "This is the king."
Yeah.
And then the way he stood up to Roman was the last guy last year at the Survivor Series.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm all about Keith Lee, man. I really can't wait for him to be champion.
Yeah. I hear you. I was just realizing on my list. I don't know if I have a face as any of my
You
champions.
wouldn't. You wouldn't.
But except for this, I mean, it depends on how you look at it. So my world champion would be Kevin Owens.
Oh, okay.
Like Kevin Owens, but in my mind, I'm thinking heel Kevin Owens, 100%.
Oh yeah. It just
I just love him more as a heel
Yep.
than anything else.
Yeah.
But I also, you always say you know what I mean. He's the poor man's New Day version of Stone Cold.
I don't call him a poor man's. I call him a New Day. I say he's like the new everyday man character.
I would rather it be him than funky punk ass Otis. Otis, if you don't get your ass out of my effing wrestling, Otis, I'm so sick of this dude, man. Why do they think people want to see?
I hate
nothing about him that I like. Nothing.
I hate everything about his gimmick and his character. I haven't liked Heavy Machinery since.
I never liked Heavy Machinery. Get out of my effing.
This is something we'll get into when we did NXT. Heavy Machinery was that first sign of something bad was going on in NXT.
Them and the fucking the Forgotten Sons.
Forgotten Sons.
Ugh.
They came around the same time in NXT, and now look at the state of it.
Right.
Yeah, dude.
So
you have Kevin Owens. Dude, Kevin Owens is the world champion. Just goes hand in hand with me. That's not. You need to hold that belt more.
Right. So who you have? Were you going Intercontinental or US for?
I got US for Raw.
Okay. Who you got?
So this is the controversial choice. All right, I've decided to double down. If WWE is going to double down on something, I've doubled down on something. My US champion is Mustafa Ali and Retribution. If they're going to be there, do something with them. You know what I mean? I can't. I don't like it.
I can't, man.
If they're going to be there and they're... So we were talking about Survivor Series. You know what would have been a really good Survivor Series match? Retribution versus Hurt Business. Yeah. That'd have been a great elimination Survivor Series match. Retribution could have lost because Hurt Business can take a win. It's me honestly is going, if these pieces are on the board, I'm trying to work with it. You know what I mean? And I could see the gimmick of Mustafa Ali gets the belt and then he just cheats to win it all the time. You have Slapjack and Mace.
Listen, did you just hear what you say?
No, I know what I'm saying. I'm just trying. I'm trying. I got nothing but lemons here, man. I got nothing but lemons.
Was it last week they were cutting a promo? And I guess, of course, Mustafa was standing there and he started naming their names like Keith Lee, blah, blah, blah. And freaking, Keith Lee's girlfriend.
Oh, Mia Yim.
Yeah, is standing there like, I'm like, man, like.
What is she, retaliation?
Y'all don't mean reckoning. Like this, like there's like the kayfabe is gone. Like it's like, come on, man. Like,
yeah, we can't, like,
I can't get behind it. I'm 0%. I just cannot. Like they have no
like I said,
credibility to me.
I said it was a controversial call, and it was me sitting there going, when I wrote this, I
appreciate what you did. I appreciate it.
I had a few names. I had a few names down, and what I really went going, what I want to do, we have a forum, we have an open voice, and if Retribution is going to be a thing, if Ali is going to be the character for it, the leader of it, do something with him. Give him a belt. Let it be something that someone can chase. Mustafa Ali can do this.
I appreciate it, man.
It's
I
me
really
trying
do.
to make something out of nothing, you know.
Right.
And I just wanted to see if I could, if it in my head I could see it.
Yeah.
But again, it was
All
like I
right.
said last night, man. If you had just, I think Survivor Series would work so much better if we went back to teams,
Yeah.
not like brand supremacy, but just
Mhm.
straight up like teams. Because I think Retribution versus Hurt Business really missed out last night. That'd have been a cool 4-on-4 match.
I feel you, man.
My opinion.
I just can't. Oh no, I can't do it.
Dude, I
I'm
respect,
sorry.
I respect that you're stopping me. I'm glad that you're
can't.
not on board because no one should be on board. This is
I
me.
appreciate what you're doing, though. I definitely appreciate
Thank you. Because it's even
Damn,
me
man.
knowing this. I know it. I'm not behind it. I don't want to see this, but I'm just trying to fix a mistake, man.
Right. Sorry. All right. Sorry, but this. So I'm watching Raw right now as we're recording this. Sorry, it's Monday night watching Raw right now.
Did Retribution just win the US title?
Fucking Sheamus and Matt Riddle, they have put on some great matches here recently.
Oh, hell yeah,
this
dude.
match tonight is like it's great.
Yeah.
It really is. But anyway, sorry.
Sheamus and Matt Riddle were names I had for US title.
And I'm so proud of you because you hated Matt Riddle. I remember when Matt Riddle first started and you
I
hated
don't like him all that much.
I get, but you respect him though. You respect his work though.
Oh, dude, he has the
You know
skill.
what I mean? You can't deny his work.
No.
Sure.
I would love to see him, and you know me, dude. I don't like it when you take two random people and make a tag team out of them.
Right.
Like a tag team, like Street Profits, man. They're not my favorite, but at least they showed up as a tag team. They have a tag team name.
They had a great match. They had a great tag team match with New Day, yo.
Best match of the night. Them versus New Day was match of the night.
That Sasha and Oscar match, that got me.
Those are two good matches. I gotta give it the tag. You know me, I'm a sucker for tag team matches.
Nothing wrong with that.
I'm always a sucker for the tag team, but yeah, dude, Sheamus, Matt Riddle's come along.
It's good shit.
But get my point. I think Matt Riddle and Keith Lee would make a great tag team, like a 2-man power trip, like an Austin Rock vibe. I can see that.
I can see it.
So we're moving on to SmackDown now, right?
No. We still got shit. I haven't named mine yet.
I'm sorry. We talk about
Right.
a lot of things in succession quite quickly.
So I mixed mine up. I think I messed mine up. So for Raw, it's the U.S. champion on Raw.
Yeah.
All right, and I have Andrade as the U.S. champ.
Yeah.
Just I love that. You can't have an American as the U.S. champion.
No, it's one of those weird things where
It's got to be a heel. Like you can't be an American.
Well, I always like the idea of the IC title being held by an American and then the US title being held by a foreigner. You're like, wait, what? Why is this? Shouldn't this be the other way around?
Hell yeah. And then the tag team champs, I just have Street Profits, whatever.
You have Street Profits. I have the Hurt Business down for the Raw Tag Team Champions.
Gotcha.
And just work off a Freebird rule. You know, you got 4 guys. I love the Freebird rule with tag teams, especially if like they function as a faction.
Right.
And it's like just seems the smart aspect to just go, you can watch videos and you can train and you can be prepared to take us on, but you don't know which two.
But you don't know which two you're going to face tonight.
Yeah. And I mean, there's no way you can break that group into a bad arsenal.
No.
I mean, Cedric and Bobby Lashley is dangerous. MVP and Shelton Benjamin is dangerous. Shelton Benjamin and Bobby Lashley are as good. MVP.
I think they need one more member and just have MVP be the voice.
I would like that too, because I always like more of like a staple. It's like the Bobby Heenan factor, man. I like a manager. MVP can still go, but I'm with you.
But he don't need to be wrestling Apollo Crews for the U.S. Championship.
No, absolutely not.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely, I agree with you 100%. You know who'd make that? Bianca Belair.
I love that.
I know she's on.
Yeah, I love that. I'd be fine with that.
Right now. I think Bianca Belair in joining Hurt Business would be awesome.
All right, speaking of SmackDown, let's jump to it.
All right, man. So Universal, it was hard because no one is on the roster right now who can beat Roman. The tribal chief gimmick is top notch. It's great. They don't have to bring someone in or really up someone's game to take that belt off of them, in my opinion. Because the only name I could find was Daniel Bryan. And that's the truth, man. I went, who's an uber face who can always work face, who can always overcome the odds?
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan. I don't think it's the right choice whatsoever. It's not who I want to see do it. But when I look over SmackDown's roster,
Mhm.
outside of seriously having to boost somebody, and I mean that's a lot of work. That's months of them doing matches that aren't anywhere near Roman
Yeah.
to get to a proper level outside of sending AJ Styles back to SmackDown, and you just got him off there.
Right.
They're so depleted right now for talent of that upper echelon level. Like they spent
Superstar
so
level.
many,
Yeah, there's no superstars. There's not a lot of
well,
superstars.
dude, they spent so many years not making new stars, and now that they need them, there's no one there. So
Yep.
the only person I think who could take the belt off of Roman that I would buy in any capacity right now on SmackDown is Daniel Bryan, and I don't even think it's the right move. It's not
Right.
who I want to see do it,
Right.
which is weird.
Just moving on. I have Roman Reigns. Just I don't see anybody that. I mean, it's just I have Roman Reigns. Maybe I'm being lazy. I don't know, but
No, you're not.
who the hell's gonna beat him? Like nobody.
Who, dude? It was so
Nobody's
hard.
gonna beat him because the Fiend doesn't need a title.
No, the
You know,
Fiend.
and plus, he's on Raw, so
Fiend
whatever.
on going
Randy
back on
Orton,
Raw.
maybe, but no.
Who'd you
Roman
say?
Reigns the dude.
I missed that. Who'd you say?
Randy Orton, maybe, but you know,
I don't need Randy Orton doing that.
but I do. I would like Randy Orton to get closer to the record. You know what I mean? Give him 15, 16.
I could see him do it just for
But-
longevity of career, loyalty
You
of
know.
career. I could see him doing that.
But yeah, nobody's beating Roman Reigns. We can move on if you want.
Yeah, no one, dude. Like I said, I had to find someone else just to do that. All right, I gotta find someone, but I'm with you. I don't
Yeah.
think may Roman's reign last, as long as the Roman Empire.
Like they're just showing highlights from last night. Like Drew and Roman, don't they just look like damn wrestling men? You know, they just look like men.
That's the main event. That's a main event. That's a main event marquee that you want to see.
Yeah.
It's like, look at those two guys and say they're wrestlers.
Just
and
look at that up there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Funny enough that you mentioned the Fiend doesn't need a belt because before I had going back to Raw, before I had Shayna Baszler down, I actually had Alexa Bliss, but then kind of questioned her. Well, if Fiend doesn't need a belt, Alexa doesn't need a belt.
Right.
Anything in that plot line involving the Firefly Funhouse doesn't need belts.
No.
So,
No.
SmackDown women, who do you have?
Who do you think I have?
Oh, it's Sasha Banks. You didn't change any champions.
I couldn't, man. I mean, just look at what she did last night.
Bianca Belair is on SmackDown.
I know, man, but not yet. Not yet.
I mean,
not yet. Not yet.
I could see her doing it, man. Bianca Belair has
but
the
if
skill,
you
has the
since
style, has
since
the
in the
style, she has
beginning,
it all.
in the beginning, you said who will take the titles next.
Yeah.
I didn't look at it like that. I kind of looked at it, you know what I mean? So if I am gonna say who could take it off of her next, I would bring up Rhea Ripley and put it on her.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I'm not going to argue with that.
I
I love me some Rhea Ripley.
Because the story with her and Bailey, let that go for a little while. You know what I mean? Let that go.
rest.
Bianca's on Raw. So bring up Rhea, put her on SmackDown. If there's gonna be one, but since there's not, let Sasha get her a good little year-long reign. Why not?
Let her hold it till WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And let her
Let's do
hold
it.
it
Why
past
not, man?
WrestleMania.
Let my baby have her reign, yo.
Let her have her reign.
Let the best women's wrestler in the world have her reign.
I gave it to Bianca Belair.
Moving
because
on.
you need moving on.
Intercontinental.
I gave it to Kevin Owens.
Okay.
And I gave it to Kevin Owens because WWE is in such rough shape right now. There was no one I wanted to throw belts to on SmackDown. It was really hard at points.
Yeah.
And then I went, oh, well, Sami Zayn's champion. Just give it to Kevin Owens. Just when in doubt, those two guys will
Those
always
two together, they'll work magic. They'll sell a match in a week. Give them a week to sell a match.
Yeah. I mean, and it doesn't even matter which one's the heel and which one's the face. They'll sell it.
No.
And the fact they have such a long history from Ring of Honor, they're both from Canada. They've trained together.
Mm-hmm.
I always liked seeing a history in the match, no matter where they are. The fact they came up through NXT and Kevin Owens took the belt off of Sami Zayn in NXT.
Yeah.
They're just a rivalry I'm always down for. I'll never get sick of their matches. Watching them wrestle is almost, I don't mean this on the same degree because they don't put on the same type of match, but it's almost like watching Phoenix and Penta do matches. Because Sammy and Kevin have known each other for a while. Penta Penta and Ray are brothers
right?
and put on their best matches. But it's when you know someone so well, be it on stage or on an athletic field or in a wrestling ring, to
Mhm.
go, oh, you're going high, I'll go low.
Yeah.
And it's nonverbal, and I get that from Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. So I'd like to see them do that for the IC title,
Okay.
just to get something going on over there.
Yeah. All
Uh,
right.
Tag team. Who'd you give the tag team titles to?
So no, I'm gonna go. So I'm gonna go Intercontinental and tag team because they tie in together.
Oh, okay.
So I switch it up. I brought Hurt Business over. Bobby Lashley's my Intercontinental, and Cedric and Shelton are my tag team, so they can have the gold, all the gold.
I respect that. You know me. I love a factory. It was hard for me not to do that for Raw, man. Right now, just give the Hurt Business all the gold and make it look pretty for a little bit.
Yeah, so that's what I did there. And the tag team champs, women's tag team champs, I Riot Squad. I gave it to them.
I know the Riot Squad, Liv Morgan and Ruby Riot right now.
And I created one for WWE. I created a TV title. And I'm giving it to Garza.
Yes.
I'm giving it to Garza, baby.
Yes.
I love that dude.
All right.
I'm giving it to him, and I want him talking his shit every week, hitting on somebody's woman or something.
Giving out roses.
Give it to him, bringing out roses. He's give it to him. Put that rocket on his back, send his ass straight to the moon, baby.
The SmackDown tag. This almost goes into the Retribution Mustafa Ali territory because I wasn't 100% sold on it.
Yeah.
But I think it's best for business. It's a good storyline. I went the Mysterios.
Ooh.
Give it to Ray and Dominic. It gives.
I like it.
It makes a lot of sense, right?
Dominic is doing so
talented
good in the ring, man.
Solid, man. He's really, really
He
solid.
Is
and
good in the ring.
It puts a belt on him. It gives Ray Mysterio another title run.
Why not?
I think people really like that right now, man.
That's awesome. That's
wanted to team him up with Buddy Murphy and it'd be Dominic Mysterio and Buddy Murphy. I could see that, but I can't think of any father-son duos who were tag champions. And I think that would be one of those really awesome.
Cool.
That'd be great.
That'd be a great story. That'd be really cool, man. I'd love to see that.
Just love to see that.
I would love to see that, man. If anybody can do it, give it to him, man. I like that a lot.
Yeah, the Mysterio. I like
that a lot.
Let them run with the belts for a little bit.
That's cool as shit.
Oh, thank you very much.
Hell yeah.
Thank you very much, JR.
Word up.
So there's one more
belt. Raw and SmackDown.
There's one more belt in WWE to talk about.
Whoa.
The 24/7.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I didn't do that.
And I've been chopping it, man. I told you about this last week.
That's hilarious. I love this idea.
So the 24/7 channel has just been nothing but a comedian gimmick since its inception. So you need to do something to change it up to be funny still, yet give it a little bit more of a threat. And that's why the perfect person to hold that belt for at least a year is Braun Strowman. Think about him just getting it at the end of a battle royale. You do one of those chase down things where there's a roll up and 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 there's a roll up. And then R-Truth finally has it and he takes off and he's running backstage. And then there's just this brawl where everyone's just fighting one another. They're hitting each other with signs and you actually get almost hardcore style. You go back to that. Yeah. Oh, hey, this isn't as funny. It's getting a little hardcore. They're using kendo sticks and stop signs and trash cans, just whapping at one another.
Right.
Until everyone's knocked out. And then Braun Strowman just strolls on through and sees the chaos, puts his foot on on R-Truth and gets the 1, 2, 3, and then just starts carrying the belt around. Because who's going to come for Braun Strowman?
Right.
His whole thing is get these hands. He's ready for a fight all the time. So to be this thing where it takes the belt out of contention, because now the gimmick is R-Truth for a few weeks trying to get the belt back. You can have him attack Braun Strowman, jump on him, but he can't quite move Braun Strowman because he's immovable. You have this bit where he tries to roll up Braun Strowman, but he can't. Right. I think that'd be hilarious of R-Truth trying to roll up Braun Strowman and he just can't get the gravity. And it would just be this thing of all right, I'll challenge anyone for any belt here. Braun Strowman's music, come on. I give up. I give up.
I'll challenge anybody except him.
And so it takes this gimmick belt. And again, it's how do you make...
And it gives it a little bit of, you know what I mean? Gives it a little credibility and shit, and Just
enough credibility. Yeah. It doesn't need a lot. It just needs... belts in wrestling is just props. They're like, there's nothing, they're just important props. It's
Yeah.
almost like wrestling without belts is like Star Wars without a lightsaber. Yeah, it works, but it's not as cool.
Right.
And you just need to be able to treat these things with a little bit of respect, just enough to make them matter. And I think that'd be a cool thing of like Braun Strowman really likes the 24/7 title, and he can want other belts. To take a page out of the Austin Aries book, make Braun Strowman a belt collector for a year. I have the 24/7 title. I like this. And then he can go to the US title, and then the tag title, and then the world. And it's just here, we've made a monster out of a comedic gag and just built it. And I think that'd be really neat to see throughout a year.
It's not bad, man.
I thank you.
Not bad at all. I love
So
it. I love
now
it.
let's move down to the utter wreckage that is NXT these days.
Jeez.
Hey, they put on great ring work.
Wow,
I'm not
man.
saying they don't, but it was
Wow.
hard to find people who it was hard to get people to, it was
Wow.
hard to find champions.
Goodness. All right. Well, who you got?
For World, you start. I want you to start. Who do you have for World?
Ciampa.
Chomp, even the way you said that answers
Tommaso Ciampa.
everything. You were
No, I
not,
mean,
you were not motivated or
Listen,
excited.
when he's the champion, he's been the best when he's been the champion
Yeah,
for sure.
that's.
Just Tommaso Ciampa. That's mine as champion.
I have Pete Dunne for World
Okay.
Champion. Pete's never held it. He's had a number of matches for it. Him and Adam Cole put on a hell of a match last year at Survivor Series for it. He's
Yeah.
doing that great run with Pat McAfee.
Mm-hmm.
There, I said it.
Right.
It does good work. I like it, it's working. I don't like Pat McAfee or Oni Lorcan or Danny Burch, but it works as a group.
Right.
But I think Pete Dunne could really do well as the world champion for NXT right now. Everyone else is injured or not high enough ranked or where they need to be, unless you're like really regressing. I wanted to give it to Adam Cole, but what are you doing with giving it to Adam Cole?
Right. I had him written down also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had Karrion Kross for the longest time, but since he's not back
Since he's
yet,
hurt, I had him also. I took him off. I had Damian Priest also, but
he's not there
not
yet.
Not yet. So
Yeah,
that's why
that's
Ciampa,
the
you know what I
problem
mean?
have with a lot of people, man. They're just not there yet.
Yeah.
To where I could buy them as like champion. It'd be a lot of that low rough stuff or what that North American title fiasco.
Oh, yeah. Leon Ruff.
Yeah, there it is.
Right.
We'll get to that one though.
All right.
Women's.
Go ahead. Women, I have where holy shit, where did I put my women? Oh, I mean, well, it'd be Rhea Ripley.
Yeah. I go for that. I have Shotzi Blackheart just because Rhea Ripley is like, I feel like she's moving up. That match she had last week with not Medium, Io Shirai.
Yeah, Shirai.
Was brutal in all ways. That was a great match.
Yeah, it was a good match.
But it felt like her send off from NXT. So I kind of was like, all right, I'm not going to call her there. I think Shotzi Blackheart's a great face. Yeah. I think she's just like waiting for that moment to really pop up there and be the next face champion.
Well, since now that you mention it, yeah, since she's leaving, since she pretty much is gone, I'll you know what? I'll give it to Toni Storm.
Yeah.
Love me some Toni Storm.
She's amazing.
Moving on.
Yeah, moving on.
I'm creating a women's tag title for NXT.
For NXT, okay.
There's a lot of women. Their women's division is pretty solid.
Stacked.
You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
And I'm giving it to Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez.
Nice. Give it a nice little heel group.
I like them. Yeah, heel group. They're heels. I gotta give it to them.
You're right. I go for that.
And so my bad.
No, you're good.
Where are you going next? Where are we going next? To North America
tag?
now?
I was going to do tag.
Tag. Okay, go ahead.
So this is weird for me, man. Does NXT?
They don't have a tag division.
They don't have a tag division. They had the best tag division until AEW, and now it's squandered into nothing.
That's where I created a tag team for the men for this division. But go ahead.
Awesome. I gave it to the Undisputed Era because it's the only tag group they have, and that
I had them written down and marked them out. But yeah.
I wish I had thought about. I wish I had your thought.
Just because I created a tag team, because you know how I love Damian Priest.
You do.
And I'm starting to like Killian Dane. And I would like to see them together.
I could go for that.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I don't know why. And I'd like to see them together. Give them the titles. Fuck it.
All right. You know what? I'm down for that.
And I put the cruiserweight title in NXT,
Yeah.
and
No,
I
that's
gave it to Swerve. Yeah, I gave it to Swerve Scott.
I gave it to Isaiah Swerve Scott too.
North American title though. I'm interested to hear who you got.
You're gonna love who I got.
I hope so, because it's probably the same person who I have.
Not.
He's not from North Carolina. Oh,
he was down there. I say it. Who do you got? Who do you got? Cameron Grimes.
Taking it to the moon.
To the moon, baby.
That's my North American champion.
I had Cameron Grimes down for the longest time, dude, because we love Cameron Grimes here at Effin Wrestling.
Yeah.
But then I switched out to a more veteran wrestler for NXT, someone who hasn't worn the title yet, Tommaso Ciampa.
Okay.
Let him be like, give him all the belts for NXT.
Yeah. Give him all of them. Okay.
And I'd really like to see it if he came in and he beat Leon Ruff. I think it'd be funny if you did this whole thing back and forth where Damian Priest and Johnny Gargano don't let the other one win the belt. They keep it on Ruff this whole time.
Ruff the whole time, yeah.
And then you just have Tommaso roll in and take it and going, all right, now you guys have to fight me for it. Right. And then like gives those three guys something to do with this belt.
Yeah.
So I have Tommaso Ciampa down. I'd like to see him back into a main title picture. That's not the world. I love it. I'd love to see him be the world champion again. But
yeah,
there can be a Goldie too.
Right. We'll see.
So
AEW.
Moving on to the A of E of W.
All right, we'll let you start it off.
Yeah, I will. I'll start with some great wrestling.
Go ahead, man.
So as for the world champion, and this is as if taking it off Kenny Omega, because the Jon Moxley run in my head's already got done. We are on this whole train for it to be Kenny Omega as the the third world champion of AEW.
Yeah.
So this man is going to take it off Kenny Omega in an epic match. And I have Pac, the bastard Pac, who's now back to full strength with Death Triangle.
Stupid name unless you add an S, but I love him.
Let's not say stupid. Let's just say unfinished name, because that group is too good to say anything is stupid.
Good point.
Every time I see them in ring, I forgive it, man, because it's too much talent.
Just add a fucking S.
But it's so much talent. It's so much badass
talent. I get that's not bad. That's not bad.
So yeah, Pac's my world champion.
Okay.
I would love to see Pac take on Kenny Omega.
Yeah.
Kenny Omega. You know, he got him. I don't know if it was a submission or a 1-2-3, but I know Pac got the win over Omega in the first couple of episodes of Dynamite.
Right.
Return, come back, do that. Who you got?
So I have and go ahead and just start his young good reign off for the next 10 years or so. Got to be a heel for me. We'll go with MJF, baby.
It's a matter of time.
It's happening. So why not go ahead and let him get it off Kenny Omega, like you said, in a great match.
Yeah, and or almost not even a great match, in just like the shittiest heel way you could think.
Maybe the shitty, like quick, like cheat somehow quickly beat him for it. Like not even have a wrestling match for it, just like in like the quickest victory in AEW history type shit.
I can't do that to my boy Kenny.
Fuck it.
Because Kenny's the five.
He wrestled a broom. He could do anything.
Yeah, not put on a shit match like that. Not be embarrassed like that.
He wrestled a broom. How much more embarrassing can he get? Anyway, all right. Anyway,
you can bash anything you didn't see. That's fine. Go ahead. Women. Who do you have for the women's?
The doctor herself.
Britt Baker.
Britt Baker, baby.
Dude, her heel work is phenomenal.
She's the shit. She's definitely one top 5 women wrestler in the world right now.
I think, and dude, again, it's one of those things I really dig about wrestling in general, and how AEW really does a good job of booking. Is I feel like they book. This all sounds strange. I feel like they book in squares, where I feel like there's always 2 heels and 2 faces who can always go for belts.
Yeah,
like Britt Baker and Nyla Rose are just 2 distinct different heels who I feel are like equally pinnacle. You know, you have Britt Baker who's like this more swarmy MJF style, and then Nyla Rose is more like the native beast. So it is more hard hitting. So I'm really excited to see where they go from here on out. But Britt Baker, I love it. So here's a hard question, because as NXT has no tag teams, AEW is stacked with tag. They had the problem of
Too
having too
many.
many great
Too
tag
many,
teams.
too many tag teams. That's why I created a 6-man tag team title.
We've talked about this since the moment Death Triangle showed up. We've said they need a 6-man tag.
And I gave the 6-man tag title to Death Triangle.
That's absolutely right. Because they will never lose them.
No,
Ever.
no.
But I mean, dude, AEW needs that. But there's so many great 3-person groups. I mean, SCU's there, Jurassic Express is there.
Eddie Kingston, Butcher and Blade.
Eddie Kingston, Butcher and Blade. Any foreign
Inner Circle. Any of the other 3 from the Inner Circle.
The Dark Order.
Shit, you could put Hangman with FTR. They could be a 3-man tag. Or Sean Spears with FTR with Tully Blanchard. You know what I mean? It's going to happen. It's got to happen at some point, right?
Yeah, but you said it yourself. And which version sounded better?
6-man
what you got?
Tag titles. Brian Cage, Will Hobbs, and Ricky fucking Starks.
I was just about to say that.
Oh, that would be badass, yo.
That would be.
Holy shit.
That'd
I like all them 3 together.
Dude, man, I love that this is the new Team Taz. You've heard me, man. I've gone on and on
Give
about
them a better name, though, but yeah.
Well, I like it because that's what it was called back in ECW.
Back in ECW.
Team Taz. So I'm kind of like, all right, it's like the callback. I love the tagline they're adding of "We make assassins."
Okay.
And the fact that I don't know if you saw this, but AEW posted on their I think their Twitter account where you know how they have those is all elite when they sign people.
Mm-hmm.
Like Adam Page is all elite, Brody Lee is all elite. They had one for Will Hobbs that was Will Hobbs is Team Taz.
Nice.
Will Hobbs and Team Taz made me happy, dude.
It makes sense.
Dynamite when he turned was awesome.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So yeah, we're talking about they have a great tag division.
So the tag team champions.
Santana and Ortiz.
Give them a belt, man.
Give them the belt. And that's hard, man. Just every group, I could say 5 groups right now who deserve tag team titles in AEW.
Yeah.
But Santana and Ortiz, they're part of the Inner Circle. They've put on great matches. They have a great prestige coming from Impact. They've beat the Young Bucks.
Right.
They beat the champs. So I think that'd be really cool. And I think if they haven't floundered and they haven't fallen into the back burners by any means, but I feel like they need something to really get it, ignite them to that next level.
To get them out of the joke.
Great program.
Because they're kind of the joke match, kind of. They don't get taken seriously, kind of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they're badasses, Joe.
Yeah, I just say they're a little bit more.
Let's bring them back to badasses.
Well, they had that great program that was played a little bit more for humor with the Best Friends.
Yeah.
With hey man, they destroyed Trent's mom's van.
Yeah.
So I mean, that is a little bit more of a comedic gimmick, but they played it seriously. Right. But I'm really excited for Santana Ortiz to really come into their own, man. Proud and Powerful has been a group that I've been a fan of since AEW started. So
definitely, I had Santana and Ortiz also for a tag title.
Oh yeah,
but and I also created a junior heavyweight title.
Nice.
And I'm giving it to Sammy Guevara.
You know what? I'm right now going to
love that dude so much, man.
I'm adding that. I don't have that. Let's just say I added that too because that Sammy Guevara for all belts. That guy's great.
He's great. That's awesome.
I go for that, man.
Fun, man.
Man, I would love to see him defend that against Brian Pillman Jr.
Oh yeah,
Jungle Boy.
Yeah.
Oh,
that'd be a good match,
dude. Yeah,
what if they've ever wrestled?
Let's go back and check that.
Yeah.
TNT. Who you got for the TNT champion?
TNT champion. I forgot about it. So,
so all right, I'll go right now.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
I have Scorpio Sky.
Okay.
Start him on his solo career, on his solo journey to that world title.
Yeah.
It's like it'd be like giving him the IC championship, in my opinion. It's like, hey, here's that second tier belt. He's a face, so he can take it off Darby Allin and still kind of keep that face rub.
Yeah.
Face versus faces matches are pretty cool. I'd like to see Scorpio Sky finally just like get his time with it.
Give me Brian Cage.
Nice. I could totally see Brian Cage rocking that belt.
I think people would tune in to watch him wrestle every week.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? He's a fucking freak. He's a freak. He can do he can
people
do
should
whatever you want him to do in the ring.
And that fast.
Yeah. I'm very impressed with Brian Cage. So yeah, that'd be my TNT champ.
So it's funny that you mentioned Brian Cage. because I also included the FTW belt.
Okay.
It has his old "fuck the world" belt. Pardon
Yeah.
my language, but that's what it stands for.
Yeah, I said a couple of F-bombs. Sorry, moms.
Sorry, moms.
Yeah.
So yeah, so the "fuck the world" title, and we have so there's Brian Cage who holds it, and I don't know if it's actually in contention. I don't know if it's a belt.
I don't know if it is, but I have an idea for it also.
So yeah, and I was thinking, I kind of figured if it's a belt, why not? And I had a
Right.
really cool storyline for it.
Okay.
Adam Page needs to take it off of him, because Adam Page is this lost, destitute, kind of weird spot. I don't know if you watch Being the Elite, but there was this really great bit with the Dark Order when they were just chanting, "Fuck Hangman, fuck Hangman, fuck Hangman," and with my boy Stu Racing, just like yelling it out loud.
Yeah.
Great. And then Hangman Adam Page shows up and he joins in, so he's just lost right now. He's not a heel, he's not a face, he doesn't really know his place, he can't figure himself out. He thought he was gonna go for the world title and he's lost it. He thought he was gonna get a second chance and he lost it. He lost his tag belts. So I see he could take on Brian Cage and win the FTW, and then he's walking around almost very early days Stone Cold Steve Austin in this
Fuck everybody.
Fuck the world, fuck the fans, fuck the elite, fuck everybody. I'm Hangman Adam Page. Fuck the world. And you almost make him your Austin. And it's I almost see him becoming like Snake Plissken in Escape from New York. You know what I mean? Like, this is that time where it's like you're no longer the Hangman, you're no longer face, you're full on like you're the outlaw Adam Page. And I think that would just be like, and he just gets that belt, and it's just, I don't need a world title. I don't need your tag titles. I just need this title because fuck the world. Right. I'd love to see Adam Page rock that, but I'm a huge Adam Page.
That's cool, man. Yeah, I'm a huge Adam Page.
They did it, man. They used their first year to make him a star, and they did it.
Right.
So what do you got?
I'll go with Lance Archer just because he fits the theme of fuck the world and everybody in it. Everybody dies. Everybody dies. You know what I mean? So
dude,
I would go with
Lance Archer versus Brian. I want that.
It's gonna happen.
Wait for Lance Archer versus Brian Cage. Just a battle of big guys throwing each other around. That's gonna be great.
Definitely, 100%.
Yeah, man.
Damn, that's all right. That was a lot of fun. I love these fantasy booking.
Dude, the fantasy booking episodes are always fun. We have our opinions, and then we do our rankings. But it's the ones where we actually get to. Like, this is what started Effing Wrestling.
Right.
Showing what we wanted to see. So it's always fun when we get to share those to the listening world.
Exactly. And another thing I want to share with the listening world. I don't know if you can see it, but this is an Effing Wrestling sticker.
We have stickers now.
We have stickers now.
There it is. It's official there.
And also we have face masks.
Because you gotta wear a mask.
You gotta protect yourselves. And why not let some Effing Wrestling protect your face? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We got t-shirts.
Protect your effing face.
Protect your effing face. Protect your effing ears and heads. We're making beanies, toboggans. We're gonna have women's t-shirts, kids t-shirts, dog hoodies, dog sweaters, fanny packs. You know what I mean? All kind of things.
All new to me, ladies and gentlemen.
Check us out at teespring.com and search for Effing Wrestling. Teespring.com, search for Effing Wrestling. We'll put the link in the description and everything. There's a 20% discount code through the end of December. It's just Wrassling, WRASSLING. Is 20% off. Great Christmas present. Good stocking stuffers, whatever you want. It's made by for the fans because they're the reason we're here.
Yeah.
We have some support. Everybody's behind us. It's a lot of fun, and we want to make that for everybody. So check that out, everybody.
Yeah. Remember, we may be Effing Wrestling, but the F stands for fans.
Exactly. 100%.
And a lot of other fun.
And fun, which today was a lot of fun, Chase.
It's been a lot of fun in wrestling. I'm glad to be back to doing this regularly. I've missed our chats over the last 2 weeks.
Right.
It's time to get back to doing these more often again.
We'll do it again soon. Do it again next week. Until then, y'all. Chase, good to see you, buddy.
They are listening public.
Happy Thanksgiving, man. To you and your family. I know your family are huge supporters of the show. Happy Thanksgiving, Harrisons. Thank y'all very much.
Happy Thanksgiving, quick.
Sure. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody watching and listening. Stay safe. Wear your mask. Wash your hands. Stay safe.
Stay safe out there. We're thankful. I'm thankful for you and this show and everyone listening.
100%. Thank y'all for listening, y'all. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. Adios.